literally nobody. Ha ha! I didn't fuck up the camera setup this time. I did, however, get a double big gulp. At Amazon locker pickup at the Amazon locker, which is at 7-Eleven, and sometimes I can't resist a ginormous diet soda, especially when I got a project to work on and I want to just kind of sit and do the thing. Of course, the downside is this is gonna make me. This is like 7 pisses worth of soda here, so I will have to take multiple piss breaks. But I do that anyways, and you guys probably need a break from me every now and then anyways. And I need a break from the screen. It's good to get up from the computer. You know, carpal tunnel is a thing with your hands, and you know, staring at a computer screen all day is, yeah, it can be kind of a thing. What's up, John Klopp? Good afternoon. How are you? How are you? Today, gonna continue my journey with Onshape. I've been using it. I kind of don't like it. There's definitely some things I don't like, and you know, you need to give it a good, thorough. You know, you need to give it a good, thorough try. Not just do one little project and go, ah, this sucks, and then, you know, move on. But you know, really give it a good, thorough try. And this is sort of setting me up for a future project. And that is my 12.5-inch Dobsonian telescope. I want to make that more better. It's kind of been an ongoing project, iterative project, and I, let's see, shared a screenshot. So some of you guys may know. Well, let me go to. I'll go to printables. I'll show you my printables. Let's go to in-game over here, and let's see. Yes. Oh yeah, for sure. Onshape is probably good for newbies, but a lot of professionals, professional organizations are, maybe not a lot, but more and more are starting to make use of it. And so, you know, professionally for me, it makes sense to, you know, have skills in multiple CAD softwares. So, so this is my 12.5-inch Dobsonian telescope. It's great. It's amazing. I love it, but it could be better. Oh, whoops. I forgot to hitting record on the camera makes it not go to sleep mode. So mainly the telescope is just a bit, well, it's quite wobbly. And most of that wobbliness has to do with the base. The base is kind of a compromised design. It's not very sturdy. And so eventually, not today, we're not going to work on this today, but eventually I want to redesign the base and the azimuth axis motor system mechanism. Redesign that whole thing to be much more sturdy. I don't really know where I'm going to go with that design, but maybe I'll think about it. Maybe someone will have some ideas. I use these carbon tubes because that's what I had at the time. Just trying to make use of stuff that I had. And they're not, well, I mean, the carbon tubes are stiff for what they are, but the whole structure is just not very stiff. And so it leads to quite a bit of wobbliness. And wobbliness is not great for telescopes. So it's still fun to use. I'm still, you know, I still take it out when we go out camping and go out to the desert. It offers amazing views, but you know, we always want things to be better. So redesigning the base is a future project, and maybe that's coming up after I wrap up these other 2 projects I'm working on. So as a primer to get ready for that, I want to... this is a project in and of itself, is to rebuild this assembly, the CAD model of this assembly, rebuild it in Onshape, import the parts. I don't want to redesign the parts. I will import the parts from SolidWorks and rebuild the assembly in Onshape. I do believe I need to rebuild the assembly. I don't think I can. I know you can import an assembly from other CAD, but it doesn't seem to. It doesn't do any mates, even though it says there's like an option to turn on like mating faces. Like, I don't know, I tried it, doesn't work, doesn't seem to do it. So if you import an assembly, it'll have everything in the right orientation, but with no mates, and so everything is just loose to drag around. I could work with that because you could just fix the parts in place. So I could work with that if I had to. You know, if I had to like rush to get a project done or whatever. But that's really sloppy CAD, and we want to do good CAD. We want to do quality CAD. We want to do it right from the beginning so that we have a robust CAD model that we can work with and iterate on for future designs, you know, so on and so forth. And having, you know, an Onshape CAD document of this is available to the public would be good, because I want people to be able to build them. So we also have picked up some M&Ms, and this is a flavor I've never seen before. This is peanut butter and jelly flavored M&Ms. So diet soda and M&Ms are the snacks for either playing video games or getting shit done. Let's try these. Peanut butter and jelly. Hello. My bro. I might just eat the whole pack right here. You know what? It's kind of just a hint of jelly. Those are too good. Holy shit. Wow. That was a good find. Peanut butter M&Ms are the best M&Ms. Followed closely by peanut M&Ms. Strangely enough, the peanut butter M&Ms taste an awful lot like the peanut M&Ms. I don't know what's up with that, but you know, who would have thought? And we know because we did the research. So, all right, don't need that. I've made a folder. I've gotten this far. And so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a folder. I'm gonna organize this the way I think it needs to be organized. So let's see, I'll make another folder. I'm gonna start with the mirror cell. I'm gonna make a folder, call it mirror cell. And okay, now I will create import files. I'm gonna find my directory. That one. So let's see. Start with, this will give me thumbnails. Yeah, that's right. This mirror cell was broken into multiple parts. Okay, we'll start with this one. What's up, Timothy? Good question. I've only ever used the one, just the standalone Space Mouse. Unfortunately, they don't make this exact model anymore. This is the Space Mouse for notebooks. It's a little bit smaller, a little bit more compact. I definitely like this better than the ones they sell. The basic one now they sell is a bit larger. I mean, the knob itself is the same, but the footprint is a little bit larger than this one. But I mean, functionally it's the same. It's got 2 buttons. So I honestly, I really have no, I don't want the bigger ones. I don't want this big clunky plastic thing on my desk. This is just small. I can just push it out of the way, you know? So, you know, if you use a lot of macros and shortcut buttons, then, you know, it's customizable. Maybe it makes sense for you, but I like a smaller one. Hi, what up, Deeds? Today's stream is brought to you by 7-Eleven. Let me a double go. It's gonna have me pissing. Okay, so I imported that, uploaded. It says it was translated successfully, but it doesn't show. Did I refresh the page? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so here's my part. Cool. Yep, that's my part. Okay, interesting, it shows the, what's update? Oh, so it looks like you can update, so it saves like the original file in there. And I guess I can download it. Okay, well, that's cool. Well, it saves the original file that you upload. And it gives you the option to update it. So if I updated this from SolidWorks, then I guess I could re-upload it. Okay. So I guess that's good. Okay, so let me import. The main frame of the mirror cell was broken up into 4 parts. So can I upload the other 3 at the same time? Let's see what this does. It's kind of humid today, so this thing is, you know, sweating profusely and dripping on me. But whatever, it's also very refreshing. Translated successfully, so you have to refresh the page to get it to show up. Okay, no thumbnails. Refresh again. Okay. Now I'll create a document. Let me call this mirror cell. That's how I would do it with SolidWorks. I would call it mirror cell assembly. And so I guess I'll just ignore the part studio and just go to assembly and insert. Let's have to go other documents. Okay. So I want this part to be oriented. Sorry, these are too good. I'm just like eating M&Ms. So, one thing that's not clear is the orientation of this part. And this I noticed that, what's up, Taka? Yeah, pretty much. Not quite to day 420. What's up, Jay? Aha. Okay, sounds like a good plan. So, yeah, this is one thing that I really don't like about Onshape assemblies. There doesn't seem to be planes. Like, am I missing something? Can I not have planes? I mean, it has an origin, but it doesn't seem to. I mean, I can get views, but there's no planes. No, mainly to just expand my skill set, my range of skills and tools available to me. Onshape is... I'm seeing Onshape being used by companies and industries. So, you know, being able to say, yeah, I can do Onshape, I can do SolidWorks, you know, whichever CAD they use, then I can use. So it's in my benefit, but it's also benefit for public projects, things like this that are open source projects that I want other people to be able to use. It makes much more sense to, you know, have those parts, those files be in Onshape, so that you know, because more people are likely to have Onshape in the sort of hobbyist, you know, maker space, right? So. There aren't like origin planes. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Like if you go to a part studio, right? In a part document, you have planes, right? Top, front, right. And you can create additional planes, like offset planes and things, right? But in the assembly, there doesn't appear to be, like there's an origin, but it doesn't seem to be any way to have or make planes. Which, I guess we'll just Google it. Okay, according to Google AI, which is probably wrong, no Onshape assemblies do not support directly creating or using planes as construction geometry. Instead, Onshape relies on make connectors for assembly constraints. Yeah, I don't like that. But yeah, I did the same quick Google search. John Klopp doesn't need no stinking planes. Well, apparently you don't. And like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, I'm sure they have ways of doing it, and it's a matter of embracing a new workflow and a new way of thinking about how you do things. So I don't want to say that's dumb or that's bad, because it's just what I'm used to. But the reason I want planes is I'm going to build this assembly of the mirror cell around. And you want everything. So I'm going to build this assembly, but I want it oriented in a way that's going to be consistent with the rest of my assembly. This is actually going to be a sub-assembly. This is just the mirror cell, and then we'll do an assembly that's the full OTA, right? That'll actually be another sub-assembly, and that'll include the mirror cell and the mirror box and the mirror and the truss poles. And then we'll have another assembly that's a whole scope, right? So I want those. It's important for those all to have consistent orientations. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think this is oriented the way I want it, but it's also not. See, I can drag it around. I mean, I guess I can do the same thing. So we do see the origin, and so if I go right, I can see I'm above the origin and top. So I think I can just do a fastener mate, and So the planes are handled by the mate connectors, I believe. And yeah, so if I hover over the edge and hold shift, then it grabs the center. I guess it did that. And then I go to the origin and click and okay. So, yeah, I guess that's oriented. Why did that not? Yeah, so that looks right. Okay, now I can't drag it around. So another thing that's not, oh shoot, this is really okay, it says part 1. I'm gonna delete insert. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of annoying. So like the body is named part 1. I'm gonna need to change that. Let me redo this mate. So like hover over the edge and hold shift so it stays on that edge. And then, okay. Whoop. Wait, did that? Oh, whoops. Fasten to mate. Yeah, okay. I'll use planes a lot in assemblies too for doing construction geometry, construction drawings and stuff like that. So, oh yeah, so that means I can't even do sketches in assemblies. Oh, that's gonna be difficult. That's gonna make life difficult. I'm gonna have to learn new stuff. Try to stay neuroplasticity. Okay, so all right, I had to address, it says part 1. I don't want it to say part 1, so I actually have to edit that part. So, okay, if I double click it, that's good. It brings me to the part. Okay, that's cool. So the file name is there, but the part name is not, because parts are like in Part Studios, so I can rename the part to the same as the file name. That did not update. Create version and update in assembly? That did not update. Why? Oh, it did update. Okay, there we go. Okay, mirror cell frame top. Another thing that SolidWorks would do that this doesn't look like it's doing, will give you an indication if a part is fully constrained in the assembly or not. This it doesn't seem like it does that. I can't click and drag the part around, which would indicate that it's fully constrained, but there's no indication in the design tree of that. So we'll just continue forward here, and we'll see if we can. Yeah, so there, oh wait a minute, maybe it does. Oh, it does say, okay. So yeah, there's a little, if it's not fully constrained, it has this the little Cartesian icon. This is the mirror cell for my 12.5 inch Jay. Okay, so I'm gonna move that on purpose, and then I'm gonna mate this to, well, this should be mated to this part. So, I mean, let's see if we can do the whole fastener mate thing. Mate that to there. Yeah, okay, so that's locked down. Yeah, so I'm just importing the parts and redoing the assembly. When I first designed this mirror cell frame, I had a bit of a smaller 3D printer and couldn't fit the whole thing on the printer. Now I think I can, so it really doesn't need to be broken up into multiple parts, but You know, oh well, here we are. It's already this way. Okay, so I want to rename this part. Copy that and rename this, and create version and update in assembly. Okay. Insert other documents, and then we have like a left and a right. Okay, so now this is maybe a little bit trickier to mate. Actually, I think maybe not. So the mates in here, I think, are kind of similar to Fusion 360. So I'm sort of used to this like mate connector concept. Let's see, like that edge and this edge. Does that do what I want? It does. I think that looks right. Yeah, fasten to mate. So fasten to mate, I guess, is just like locking it down, which is what I want because this thing gets glued, right? And so that's, yeah. So I think that looks right. Okay, so double click. I didn't notice that before, but now it's showing the ghosted transparent assembly underneath. Okay, all right. Well, this is okay. It's gonna be okay. I wish there was a like an automatic mate in place feature. I guess it doesn't. I mean, you could fix it, but that doesn't do the same thing. So generally, you don't want to use a fixed constraint if you don't have to. So let's like gonna get this to. Yeah, so this is funky too. It's like, how do you get the right, you know, you pick the right spot, but then the right orientation for the connector. I guess it's kind of just figuring it out. So, okay. And then I got to rename this one. Another reason for going through these motions here is just kind of trying to learn if like this is like actually a good workflow and like project organization, right? So, okay, so that's the frame, the self frame. So that's kind of basic part. So now I need to import another part. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, this. Uploaded successfully, and then it's going to translate. So translate successfully, then I guess you have to refresh the page for it to show up. And then it does. Where is my assembly? Oh, there it is. Can I rename this here? I can, okay. So I like to name assemblies 1_. I do that so that when it organizes that by alphabetically, it'll show up at the top. So yeah, if I do alphabetically, it shows up at the top, because otherwise your assembly can kind of get lost in with your other parts here, right? So yeah, okay, assembly, and then insert other documents, back at this thing. This is a carbon fiber sheet. And this appears to, yeah, it's going to drop in the right location, but I want to add a connector. I guess I can click on those edges like that. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, the appearance is not there. I guess it doesn't have, or maybe I need to do a carbon fiber appearance differently, if you even can. Appearance panel. So, it looks like it only has colors. Is there a way to... Yeah, I can do custom colors. Whoops. I don't know what that is. It's not really that important. And actually having the carbon fiber sort of pattern in the appearance is, you know, maybe not that ideal for doing the CAD, because then it can kind of just make it look messy, but I like it to look like, you know, what it is. Let's see if we can do that. Maybe you need like render studio and apply custom textures. So maybe you can only do it in a render studio. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe you can only do it when you actually go to render. That's too bad. Okay, well, we won't worry about it for now. It's not that important. Okay, let's need to go back and need to import another file. So let's go with the rocker. Upload, and takes a second to translate. Refresh. Couldn't stay away from the M&Ms. This is all working very snappy, by the way. Click, things are loading. That's really cool. That's really good. Okay, so now this is maybe a trickier mate. Well, this one actually is a pivot, and it has a distance. So I know we want a cylindrical mate. And I'll just try clicking the edges. Okay, so yeah, okay, that works. But now I need to get it mated in the right, constrained in the right XY orientation. And so this is where I would use planes in SolidWorks. I can do a planar mate. So I could do the same thing. I would need to make planes. Parallel mate. Thought there was a let's see. Oh. Maybe I don't want a cylindrical mate here. Oh, you can have limits. That's good. But I don't think I wanted a cylindrical mate. I think I want a revolute mate, which in this case it might work the same. Have the same effect. Oh, okay. So that actually, whoops, that actually locked it to that, that face. So that's not what we wanted. Maybe I did want the cylindrical mate. Yeah. Unless, well, so I wonder, I need to lock this in the right position, right? And it needs to be in the middle, right? In the, so basically I want like the mid plane of the slot to be mated to the mid plane of this tab here. So I wonder if we can do that with the mate, with the cylindrical mate by selecting a different connector. And, okay, so I can get a mate connector in the middle of this thing. Because this is... Yeah, see there's a mate connector there. So that got... Okay, so I got like the middle there. But then like I don't think... There's no middle feature here. So I think I'd have to make one manually. Yeah, so this is doing... oh. It was working really smooth. Now it's really chugging along here. Didn't like that. I think I need to make a mate connector in this part. And I need to adjust this part. I need to rename this part anyways, so... Just need to rename that. Okay, so now I think I need to make a... a mate connector on this part, which mate connector. Yeah, so yeah, so there's nothing to click on. So maybe I need to make a plane. Let's see, if I click that and that, does it make a mid-plane? Oh, it doesn't. Oh, that's really annoying. Yeah, if you want to make a mid-plane in SolidWorks, you just click two flat faces and it makes a plane in between them automatically. So that's really annoying. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're... Oh, mid-plane. Maybe I need to manually select it. That face and that face. Okay, so that works. Okay, so I have a mid-plane. Let's see, now... Can I make a mate connector on that plane? No. So do I need to make a sketch on that plane? And convert the circle, and then make a mate connector on that. Okay, now I can definitely click it. Okay, so rocker, so I made a mate connector there. It doesn't show. I can make a new one. All right, that doesn't... So what good is the mate connector if I can't... I made the mate connector. Whoops. Oh, whoops. No, I just kind of didn't. I made the mate connector, but then where, how do I access that mate connector? Right, here's my... Huh. Do I have to like show them or something? Here's another thing. So in SolidWorks, you know, you can twirl down in the design tree and see of the parts, you can see all the design features in the assembly. Now, if I want to go back to the assembly, like I can't, or I'll just go to assembly. Yeah. Huh. All right, I gotta take a piss. I'll be right back. Think about this. Pretty sure I did, Timothy. I mean, I can open it up again. I'll just do it again. Create version and update in assembly. Yeah. What's up, Signal Black Game? We're trying out Onshape here, and I've run into the first snag. It's the kind of thing that's like, it's like maybe not that important, really. You know, I mean, I know I could force it. You know, I could do a revolute mate, like with an offset. You know, like that, and oh, now I can't see the circle. Oh, there it is. So I could do that, and then I know I could set like an offset, and then manually, it's probably 1 millimeter. Other way. Whoops. Edit. Minus. Whoops, not 11. -1. 0.5. So I can do that, and I know that's right. But that's not really what I want to do, because I want to define the mate. I mean, this will work, yes, but I mean, in order for it to be, you know, really a robust CAD document that will update if I make changes, and you know, I want the CAD document, the assembly, to be built in a way that reflects the design intent. And the design intent is that this orange part, the rocker, is in the middle, right? So we have equal spacing on both sides. So I want to define my mate that way. The way I have the mate defined right now, I'm defining it by the distance from there to there. That's not what I mean, that'll work, but if I ever change anything, then this will not be right. If I change that width of that slot or the geometry, no, I don't plan on changing it. So, you know, for practical purposes of just getting this done, I wouldn't need to do that. But that's not why we're here. We're here to learn how to do things. You know, you need to be able to make the software do what you want it to do, what you need it to do. What's up, Onyeka and Star Traveler? We are building the, we're rebuilding the CAD model for my 12.5-inch Dobsonian telescope. I should say we're rebuilding the assembly in Onshape. I'm importing the parts and rebuilding the assembly. I'm trying to learn how to make Onshape do what we want it to do. And so far, well, I mean, we've got what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 parts in there the way I want, but then this part is giving me a bit of a hang up. Now, why doesn't that mate connector show? Like, I made a mate connector in a part. Now, why? How can I access it? We're gonna probably be doing a lot of Googling. Okay, press K on your keyboard. Alternatively, expand the part instance assembly design tree. There is none of that. There's no assert. There is no design tree expansion in here. Okay, K is showing mate connectors, but not for this part. K is toggling the visibility of some mate connectors. I think that just toggles the visibility of the mates, because those are the mates for these other parts. Okay, what do you know? Google AI is wrong. Okay, here we go. Reddit will get me the right answer. How do I make Part Studio mate connectors visible in assembly? Expand the part instance using the arrow at the side. The mate connector has to have an owner entity that is connected to the part you are importing. Something about set owner entity. Owner entity. It's, yeah. I don't know what that means, but... Wait, oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that okay. Yeah, that's there. No. Next project, DBS Mini Sat Scope. Well, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I did. Yeah, no, I did. Edit the make connector. Owner entity. It's set. Now I... Yeah, owner entity, yeah. You mean select objects? Oh, the chat. There may be a chat delay issue too, and yeah. Yeah, no, K is not... This seems to be showing... The... K seems to be showing the established mates. The established mates. Because these three that show are the mates that I have already defined. Also, what's up, Shishir? Yeah. K. I don't think K does what the internet is saying it does. I think K shows the established mates, not. Okay, maybe not. Maybe the mate connectors that are used. Another thing they're saying is you like click the arrow to twirl down, and there's no such thing here. They might have updated this. Expand the part instance using the arrow. There's no arrow. I mean, this is a year ago, but like... Yeah, that's what this guy's showing. Wait, is that supposed to be in here? Yeah, mate, these are like already made, created mates, though. So like I could make a new mate connector. That's obviously not. Somebody was saying something about it not, you know, being... Let me just try another one that's on that edge. Oh, okay, now it shows up. Okay, you do have to press K. So... Okay, so you can't do what I'm trying to do. So I've made this make connector. I had to make a sketch. And somebody was saying that they just added this feature. So see, I made the make connector on the sketch. So I made this. I made a plane, a mid plane so I could make a sketch, so I could make a mate connector, because I want the mate connector in the middle. So I made a plane and I made a mate connector there, but that appears to not work. See, it only shows, so you do have to press K to toggle the visibility on and off. Okay, but it doesn't show the one that's on the sketch. Yeah, and that doesn't even show. Okay, so now there's a little twirl arrow, but only mate connector 2 shows. So it doesn't want to let me use a sketch to reference a sketch basically in I guess it's because the owner entity is not appropriate. Oh. Can I do that? I selected the... Will that work? Okay. Okay. I guess we got it to work. Yeah, now it shows both. Okay, so if I go back to edit the part, I can just double click. We're figuring stuff out. I'm a little flustered, a little frustrated. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to say like, oh, Onshape is terrible, because like, you know, we're still figuring things out. But like, this really seems like, and maybe there's a better way to do this. But yeah, like a lot of steps. So I had to create a plane, a mid plane, in order to be able to put a sketch on that plane, so I can put a mate connector on that sketch. But then I have to set the owner entity to the part, not the sketch. So the origin of the mate connector can be the sketch, but the owner has to be the part. I don't know, maybe that'll start to make sense at some point in the future, but yeah, the part needs to be the owner for the mate connector. So you can't, I mean, okay. Now revolute mate, can I do it if I select the cylinder? I can get the center of the cylinder, no. And then I can get that mate connector, and I think that does it. Yes. Okay. Okay, that was a lot of steps to get to what I was trying to do, but that's what I wanted to do. This mate is now defined by the midpoint geometry, not by a distance. So that should be a much better situation, right? So okay. At least we're figuring it out. I don't have to like it, but figuring it out. So another thing, this thing can move, but as far as getting the assembly to work, I really don't need it to move. So I want to constrict it so that it is parallel. So let's try a parallel mate, and maybe if I click the middle of that, and the middle of that, did that do what I wanted to do? I think it did. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And yeah, it's locked down now. Yeah. Yeah. So okay. That's good. Okay. So I mean, this, in real life, this can pivot. That's the whole point of having this thing, is so it can pivot. But in terms of just building my model, I want to lock that down so it's parallel to that face, which is what I have. So now everything's locked down. Good. Okay. Next part to import. There's a little mirror pad. Uploaded successfully and translated. Okay, back to my assembly. Insert other documents, backup, mirror pad, check. Okay, this one should be easy, a fastener mate. I do like the fastener mate feature because then with one mate, defining only one mate locks the part down. In SolidWorks, that would be, well, you could do it with, actually that would be like two different mates. So you'd have to like do a cylindrical mate and a face mate to lock them together. SolidWorks does have the ability to create a similar type of feature. I don't think they call it mate connector, but you can create a feature kind of like a mate connector that will do 2-in-1 mates like that. But it's you know, like another step you have to do. So call that mirror pad. And so now I want another instance of that. Can I do that from here? I thought I saw I could make a new add a new instance. Yeah, cool. Okay, right on, Star Traveler. Yeah, I mean, if anybody else can get context from this, then it's definitely worthwhile, right? So, I mean, I can just insert another hide all instances. I can copy it. I thought I saw a way to, in SolidWorks you can just like, you hold control and drag and yeah, make sure you hit the like button. Thank you, Star Traveler. I can copy it. Can I then like paste it? Okay. Well, you can copy and paste. Control C, Control V. I guess that's cool. I must have hit another keyboard shortcut that, whoops, that shows all the mate features. Hide all mates. Yeah. Oh, well, no, fastened mate. Okay, so that's there. Then the next thing is so I can repeat that process, but I know it's a circular pattern. So can I do a circular pattern? I can do a linear pattern, circular pattern, instances. So select those three things. Axis of pattern. Axis of pattern. Maybe I can select a mate connector. Okay, there we go. And we want 3 instances. Okay. Okay. So circular pattern, and these things appear to be, yeah, fully locked down. Fully constrained. Good. Okay. Cool. Okay, making progress. An Astro Club is sending a mini sat cam into orbit in December of this year. That's awesome. Do share the link. Either here or it probably won't let you post. I don't think it lets you post on YouTube, but share it in the Discord. Okay, making progress. We have those in there now. Now, I don't know if I have them modeled, but there's bearings and pins in there. I don't think I have those. I don't need them modeled. So 250K. I mean, that's not that bad. Let's see. I think that bearing is just for the whiffle trees. Uploaded and translated. Go back to my assembly, insert, other documents, carbon tube. Okay, I do like the fastener mate feature makes quick work of stuff like that. That's actually pretty nice. You can select the center, circle, circumference as axis for circular pattern. I tried that. I tried that and it didn't. Okay, never mind. I thought I tried that and it didn't work, but yeah, that's what I'm used to doing in SolidWorks. And okay, thanks, Shishir. I thought I tried that and it didn't work. Maybe I didn't. I kind of like being able to just go Control C, Control V too. That's intuitive. Okay. Then on top of there, I'm pretty sure there's a. Actually, wait a minute. We should do. This is a whole. This is actually another kind of sub-assembly. So I should build this up and then just mirror it because it's same on the other side. Back, and then we need to import. I think I just have a standoff. Actually, that should be called a spacer, but a standoff bottom should be called a spacer, but we'll let that slide. Translated successfully. Working on trying to sell something on Facebook Marketplace, and that's kind of sometimes that's a fun experience. Insert. Standoff. Yeah, that's whoops. And then the next part is the whiffle tree. There's actually bearings in there too, which I don't have modeled. Maybe I'll go back and add them in. Insert other documents, go back, whiffle tree. Whiffle tree? And then I'll just do a fastened mate on here. This thing can rotate also, but I don't need it to. So there to there. Like, just like that. So there's a bearing that goes in there that sits on those faces. I just didn't model those bearings. Import. These bearings I did model. The side bearings that support the mirror. Other. Let's see. That should be that bearing. Yep. And let's see. Maybe we'll call that a Revolute mate. Yeah, that looks right. Oh, I didn't rename it. I didn't change the names of these parts. Standoff bottom. Rename that. Back. Wiffle tree. Then we can Control C and Control V to get another instance. And do a Revolute mate. And then there's heat set inserts and screws that go in there that hold those bearings in place. Again, I didn't model that. Then there's another bearing on top of there. And then on top of that goes a clip. A hold down clip that we will import. Mirror clip bottom. Translated successfully. Back to my assembly. Insert other mirror clip bottom. And then this thing has, we'll fasten to mate that edge and that edge. That doesn't look, oh, yeah. Okay, that's not right. We should probably call it, yeah, fasten to mate that edge and that, well, it really would be against the bearing inner race, which I don't have modeled, so that's fine. And let's rename this. Oh, cool, Timothy. Oh, wow. Okay. Advice. Well, I see. I don't know. I don't know that I see job listings for CAD designers very often. Plenty of GI money. Yeah, bill money for schooling. Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know that we see many. Like job listings for like specifically just CAD designers, more like engineers, you know, and engineers that use CAD. CAD is just a tool. So yeah, it's like a draftsman or something like that. I don't think you see that very often. Maybe I just don't look for that because I'm looking for engineering jobs and not just CAD designer jobs. So but having said that, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's fine, Star Traveler. Probably just the general category would be what I would suggest, but I'll check that video out. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Timothy. So yeah, I don't know. That's a tricky one. If you're gonna learn a CAD, if you're gonna learn CAD software, there's CAD software that's more commonly used in industries, and Onshape would be not one of them, but it is emerging. I'm seeing more and more companies. Well, actually, a couple, but yeah, mainly SolidWorks is still probably the biggest and most popularly used CAD package in industry. And aside from aerospace industries, tend to use NX. And that's the case for, I think, like some automotive too. So those are kind of the big ones. SolidWorks is probably going to be the most common though. So if you're going to learn a piece of CAD software, SolidWorks is probably the one to learn. And yeah, on that note, I need to go return a little bit of this double gulp. I'll be right back. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm back, by the way. Oh, wow. You have a master's in geological engineering. Okay. Second master's in space operations and satellite systems integration. Amazing. Yeah, I think probably most, like definitely the large aerospace companies are probably using NX for CAD software. Whatever CAD software you use, it's basically, I mean, the tools and the methodologies are basically the same, right? Yeah, I mean, it's parametric CAD design is going to be the same, whatever piece of software you use. It's just kind of learning the workflow and how they organize things, which is what you've been seeing me struggle with here with Onshape. The important thing to learn with CAD is, I think, good practices. Like what are good practices in CAD design, building models in a way that are robust and organized, so that yourself or if others need to work on them or modify them, make changes, pick up where you left off. It's your model is built in a way that kind of makes sense, or is somewhat organized. Your work is kind of neat and organized, and things being locked down with proper relations in assemblies and fully constrained sketches, fully defined sketches in your drawings. things like that, and that's stuff that kind of comes with experience. But it's also things that you can do, that you can learn to be good at with any CAD software. So if you don't have money or licensing for SolidWorks or something, then using free Onshape or free Fusion 360 can help you with that. Oh, cool. Oh, that's great. That took me an embarrassingly long time to kind of get. Early on in my career, when I owned my own company out of college, owned my own business, I was the only one doing CAD. So it was all my own stuff. So my CAD was it was terrible. It was messy. It was really awful. I shiver to, maybe that might be a fun stream, but I'd have to be drinking alcohol, I think, for that. Like, let me roast my own old CAD projects, which I could load them up and we could see how dumb I was. Show you why they were bad. So there could be some value in that. Yeah, best practices too. It's kind of something it's kind of hard to define. Like, there are some things for sure that you can define, but then otherwise it's kind of up in the air. And everybody still does things that are maybe a little bit sloppy here and there, but yeah. So that's stuff you can work on right now, and yeah. So, and that's why we went through. I mean, I literally spent like, I don't know, a half an hour trying to figure out how to get this thing to mate the way that I wanted it to mate, even though there was like a band-aid, like a shortcut, right? I could just manually add the distance there. So like I could do that, but is that the best way to do it? No. And I want to make sure I know how to do it, the best way. So, yeah, even if it takes a little bit more time, is a little bit more annoying to do now at this stage of the design, when this thing starts to get much more complex and becomes a big assembly with sub-assemblies and hundreds of parts, then it becomes, very important. So, okay, so now that I've got those parts in there, I want to do a mirror. Oh wait, can I even do that? Replace linear. I guess I can do a linear pattern. Can I not mirror things in the assembly here? What is show mates mode? Snap mode. Oh, that's kind of cool. Snap mode. Drag an entity to snap to a mate connector on another entity. Specify the mate type and orientation. Okay, so that's kind of a drag and drop way of working. That could be kind of fun. Show mates mode. What does that do? Hover over or select an instance to show its mates. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. All right, it's got the little symbols for the mates. Okay, well, that's what that does. All right, we'll watch. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right, we'll switch back to the Bon Voyage music here. Okay, so I can't mirror stuff here. That's pretty lame. I can only do a linear or a circular pattern. So this is an example here. Well, I mean, maybe there's a way to do it, and I don't really know what I'm doing, but man, SolidWorks just has so many more tools for doing this. SolidWorks also has a feature that can be very handy. It has a sketch-driven pattern. So if I had like an irregular pattern of orientation of parts in an assembly, you could do a sketch, and then like at every point on that sketch you could have an instance. So I don't have that. It looks like I can't mirror. I could do a linear pattern, but I don't want to do that because then it'll just slide them over. I really need to mirror them. I could do a circular pattern, but then I need to know that angle, which I can figure that out, but that's really unfortunate. Let's see. Yeah, says that you can't do it. A mirrored part is not just another instance. It's a part in its own right. It should be created in the part studio. No. It's well, okay. A mirrored part, yes, but I'm mirroring the part, not making a mirrored part. Right? That's what that guy was saying. Yeah, so it's not, I'm mirroring the instance of the part, not mirroring the part. So it looks like I can't do it. That's incredibly lame. Watch this guy's video. What's going? No, I don't think this is. Okay, he's mirroring the parts. That's in the part studio. That's not what we want. Okay, yeah, so people are asking for this. Yeah, back in 2013, yeah. Such a fundamental feature, it's hard to believe it's missing. Yeah, I'm with you there, Jay Targoklinnik. Yeah, imagine you had hundreds of parts. Yeah. Wow, that really sucks. I don't want to mirror an assembly. I will mirror a component in an assembly. This is one of, if not the highest voted improvement request. Wow. In other CADs, mirror feature has two functions: creating a mirror component and creating a new instance of the component in the mirrored position. Yeah, in Onshape, we can easily create a mirrored component in a part studio workflow, but there is no instrument to create The mirror position component or create new mirror assemblies. 2017. 2017 this request was made. And still, yeah. Sorry, gotta respond to this guy. Trying to sell something on Facebook Marketplace, and yeah, okay. This is a maybe an actually serious buyer. Wow. Okay, that okay. Well, we can't do it. That really mainly that sucks because this thing is at a weird angle. So if I add another one of these, I have to rotate it and match that angle. Yeah, so somebody was mentioning a circular workaround. So the problem with that is I don't know what the angle is. I can measure it. It should be a whole number. I designed it. I can figure it out, right? It's probably 60 degrees or something. I suppose we'll try that. You know, so in this case, it'll work. There's definitely going to be scenarios where it doesn't work. Since we know now we can use the edge of that as the pattern. Okay, looks like it's 90 degrees. Yeah, I guess that's right. So that'll work. Yeah, that'll work in this case. There are definitely cases where it won't work. So, but you know, at least that gets us there. And I'm not the only one that has that problem, so. Okay, next there is let's see, the stud at the top. Which I actually ended up changing. So yeah, I think we'll just go with yeah, this clip part is different because I actually designed this thing for a 12-inch mirror, and then I ended up with the 12.5-inch. So I ended up having to sort of make this clip as an adapter so the mirror would fit, but it works fine. So we'll probably just go with that. I do want a different color so it doesn't match that other thing, the carbon sheet part there. Yeah, that's probably fine. Actually, a little bit different. And then we want to rename it. There it is. Okay, I think that's it. I don't think there's anything more in the cell. I mean, aside from all the hardware, which I'm not going to add. I can, maybe I will later, but not now. I think that's everything. Yeah, that's... We ended up not using that stuff, so... Yeah, okay. Well, not too bad. How long did that take? A little over an hour and a half. Not too bad. And some of that time was messing around with things that... Trying some other stuff. So... Yeah, okay, so let's go back. Yeah. Yeah, somebody was recommending that was their workarounds. They use a circular pattern with a 180-degree rotation. Yeah, SolidWorks has a lot more tools for patterning components, and I don't want to like continually like compare it to, oh, SolidWorks does this like it's some superior thing, and you know, but I mean, you know, it kind of is. So anyways, okay, mirror cell. Let's work on the next obvious thing, I guess, to work on would be the mirror box. That's kind of a nightmare. I don't know if I want to work on the mirror box. Yeah, I guess we'll do it in that. We'll do it. We'll go in order, I guess, right? So I want another folder. Mirror box. Mirror box, and then we will import. And mirror box. So there's a lot of parts in the mirror box. And so we'll start with the center bottom. That's probably the obvious one to start with. Okay, imported. We need to create a document. Yeah, and we'll go to the assembly, insert, mirror box, mirror box. And okay, it's not quite in the orientation. Oh, whoops, fasten to mate. There we go. We'll do it there. And then, yeah, we need to rename. Okay. Now, next part. Do the let's see, there should be bottom left, bottom right. We'll work left to right. Insert. Okay, let's do a fasten to mate. So sort of grabs the mid plane there and, oops, nope. Let's see. Whoop, that was the wrong orientation mate connector. So that one, like that. Like that. Bottom left and rename. I don't like the, I mean, the fact that it like auto saves, I guess is great. I kind of don't like that because now I'm getting out of my habit to Control S like crazy. Because if I Control S, then it wants to save the HTML page. And oh, now what did I hit to make that show up? That's maybe some cool info. It's giving you a frame rate. Crap. What did I... There's no button to make it go away. How did I... Ah. Okay, reloading the document. I don't know what key combination I hit to make that show up. That was like some diagnostic information. Might be nice to have, but yeah, I don't want it to show all the time. Okay, bottom right. Import that. Back to the assembly. Insert. Bottom right. Wait, is that... Did I do the other part? Hey, what's up? Cartooli boy. Welcome, first time chatter. Maybe one of the buttons on the right side of the screen was the diagnostic stuff. Yeah, no, I don't think so. It's none of these. Yeah, it was definitely like an overlay thing. Yeah. Well, let's Google it. Once again, Google's AI overview is completely worthless. Oh wait, graphics, hardware and graphics let's see, maybe Control D. There it is, right next to the S. Which also brings up the bookmark in my web browser. So Control D shows and hides this stuff. Which is actually, this is great to be able to see actually. The shows you your ping time, frame rate, 137 frames per second. I wonder if that changes when I go like, nope, same, yeah. Same there. Shows you the number of triangles and edges, faces. So this will be neat to see when I get like a really big assembly put together. You know, what the actual frame rate and stuff is. As far as I know, SolidWorks doesn't have any features like that. So, yeah. Okay. I think, did I insert the wrong part? I must have. Yeah, okay, right. Got it. Okay. Fastened mate. Okie dokie. Rename that. Alrighty. Cartooli boy. What's up, brother? What brings you to the stream here? Are you a fellow CAD enthusiast, or you say you haven't used Onshape? Do you use other CAD stuff? Oh, you were using NX. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, right on. Yeah, I've never used NX. That's like that's pretty much the standard you see in aerospace type companies. They like to use NX. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, right on. So we're working on. Let me load up. Yeah, let me bring this just for reference. I'll bring up the sort of the master drawing, the master design up in the background. So I'm working on my telescope, which I've designed and built. I guess I started building it over a year ago, and I've made a few updates, like a year and a half ago now. I made a few updates along the way. It was designed in SolidWorks, and I'm in the process of learning to use Onshape myself, and this is part of the process for me. I'm importing all the parts from SolidWorks and rebuilding the assembly in Onshape. The reason for that is to learn to use Onshape for one, and because I want to make some modifications or redesign to this assembly, and so this is what we're working on. This is my 12.5-inch Dobsonian telescope, mostly 3D printed and some carbon fiber parts, and it's really great. I really love it, but there's some things I want to change to make it more better. Yeah, you started off with SolidWorks, yeah. Yeah, right. Oh, you couldn't use a SolidWorks license on a Windows virtual machine. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I guess the good thing about Onshape is since it runs in the browser, it is operating system independent. That's one good thing. So this is like everything in this assembly is fully defined, fully constrained. The mates work. I actually have one of the axes, I have the azimuth axis locked off, so it'll only pitch up and down. I think I even have the focuser. No, I think I locked it down, but yeah. So everything works in here. Yeah, it's assembly. It's one main assembly, and then it's sub assemblies, and there's lots of parts. I don't have any of the fasteners shown. Modeled in here, but it's because I don't really need them, but yeah. Oh, they want a specific license for virtual machines. Yeah, right. Yeah, so I actually went back and rebuilt this assembly a while ago to be really good. And yeah, so this so we're trying to do the same thing in Onshape. Although not doing any of the modeling, I'm just importing all the parts. I'm working now on the mirror box. We had the mirror cell, but working on the mirror box. So I'm really just, this is good experience for building assemblies in Onshape. So I've done a bit of, I did a bit of part design, some basic part design, and so getting a lot of experience with assemblies is a good idea, I think now, and so it's perfect time to go through this process. And this is going to take a long time. Like this is like kind of a stupid amount of work. Whoops. But that's okay. Let's see. I think that's how that goes. Yeah. Ah. Yeah, it's pretty basic. It's pretty basic. Yeah, I don't really need to model the motion typically either. It's just kind of fun to do. Sometimes it helps. Sometimes you want to model the motion just to make sure you have like clearance. Like if this thing has to slide down, and you know you can do the math or measure it, but just being able to model it and you know to verify is can be a good idea. So I like to do that if I can. So these white parts are actually milled carbon fiber sheet. Unfortunately, it looks like Onshape cannot do a carbon fiber pattern in your part designs. They can do it in like the rendering studio for doing the photorealistic renders, but not in the part designs, which is, yeah, kind of unfortunate. It's not that important. Like I said, kind of unfortunate. Yeah, cool. What kind of stuff are you design? Are you still in college? Are you still in university? Like what kind of stuff are you working on? That was the back left to the back right part. Well, yeah, but like what? But what homework? What are you designing? A transmission for a winch. Okay. Sounds cool. What are you studying in university? So these purple parts are 3D printed. And the reason it's broken up into multiple parts is so it would fit on, you know, my printer. And then it's joined with some carbon tubes in these little holes here. Oh, double click. Back right. Rename that. Okay. This is not too bad. Oh, whoops. No, I want to import. Mirror box, frame, back left corner. Manufacturing engineering. Okay, great. Electric powered surfboard. Oh, that sounds fun. Do you know RC Test Flight? Do you watch RC Test Flight's YouTube channel? He's done a lot of that kind of stuff. And he uses Onshape. Now I wonder, can I do a fastened mate? Okay, so now this is an interesting face here. And it looks like there's a mate connector that floats out in the front of that. It's just kind of hard to get to it. Yeah. He does a lot of boat stuff, and he's done some like electric paddle boards, and his projects are very cool and very inspiring. A lot of fun watching his stuff come together. Okay, so that's not what I want. but we can just use this mate connector, I guess. Maybe here. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, okay, this is looking right. Coming along. Whoops. Mirror box. So this is kind of just some monkey work, you might say. Yeah, the problem is that the hole where it exits on those parts I was just using is on a curved face. So there's not like a flat edge for the mate connector to resolve. Otherwise, yeah, with some of the others, that's what I was doing. Yeah, and normally I would want to define mates by that. But see, that's a curved face. Yeah, so I get basically the same thing by going to the edge here. I mean, it'll work the same. It's fine. That'll be fine. All right, so there's that part. Yeah, because I just tried it. It resolves it, but the spacing is not right. Resolve might not be the best word for that. Let's see, frame left. Maybe there's a way to fiddle with it some more to get it to work, but didn't seem to be the case. Whoops, restore. That's handy. Yeah. You're right. Because, yeah, Onshape uses a different mate called a mate connector. This type of mate is called a fastened mate. Yeah, and if I hover over it, it says remove all degrees of freedom between two entities. So this locks it down with just one mate. Which in the case of what I'm working on here is totally acceptable. So, but yeah, you're right. You're right about how like SolidWorks NX, you'd have to do more mates to lock it down. Yeah, you're right, John Klopp, but that's not the purpose of the exercise, right? The purpose of the exercise is to learn how to use Onshape. And it will take me longer now. In the future, I will be, yeah, okay, you know, all right. Although what I'm doing now, really just kind of rebuilding this assembly, is tedious and slow with any. Yeah, I don't think I'd say that. Yeah, I mean, there's a few things that for sure we've come up with that Onshape is lacking on, that were kind of annoying, but not too bad. And we haven't been totally stuck yet. I mean, so far everything is. I mean, I'm able to do this. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Now we need the other side. Frame right. Yeah, it's actually a nice feature. The fastened feature. Yeah, that might be the case. But some of these things are better. Like some of these mates, using this fastened mate feature allows me to fully define the locations of some of these parts with only a single mate, whereas SolidWorks would require a couple of mates to do that. Frame front. Yes, exactly. Yep, you gotta embrace the new, no matter how obnoxious or foreign to you it is. You have to be willing to adapt. Especially as you get older. I'm no spring chicken anymore. And you know, being able to adapt and learn new things and change in a world, in industries where things can change very rapidly, you got to be able to adapt. And yeah, forcing myself to go through this, even if it's uncomfortable, then like you just gotta do it and get through that bit of discomfort, and then you know, maybe you'll decide. I mean, so far I'm pretty sure I'm gonna prefer SolidWorks over Onshape, but being able to be competent in both it has a lot of value. Being able to go, okay, I can use either one. I prefer one over the other, but I can definitely get the job done, whichever you throw at me, right? So. Yeah, you may be right about that. And I can't remember what I did with my SolidWorks drawing. I think it may just all be fixed in place. It's actually even more complicated than that, because this was actually a multi-body part in SolidWorks, which I then split up into individual parts and then I had it make the assembly for me, which would have just fixed everything in place and not actually had mates. So yeah, I designed this as a multi-body part in SolidWorks, and there's some limitations, some reasons that you maybe don't want to do that. So I think that's the right one. Front left. Oh crap, I just imported a duplicate of the other one. Front left. Okay, that should delete that. Yeah, import. I wanted front right. Front right. Gosh, it's kind of dark outside. Like we might get some rain here today. That would be interesting. Thank you for the follow. Got it. Yeah, the cost of giving you way more control over everything typically means it's way more complicated to do lots of things, right? So when you get into a situation where you're working professionally in like an industry, Another big feature, a thing that workflow that you may not have experienced yet, is working with the collaborative user interfaces and things like a PDM system. Those become really important. That's something like probably nobody ever does that are, you know, doing CAD for like hobbyist stuff. But PDM becomes super duper important when you're in an environment that has multiple engineers working on, you know, projects. We have version control and revisions and checking things into a PDM, checking out, and collaborative environments. Yeah, so and that from what I understand has also some pluses and minuses depending on which CAD system you're using. So yeah. Why is that not? That literally won't let me select that. Okay. Oh, a flash flood warning. Yeah, it may rain here. Why is you not? Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. I saw in the forecast there was a chance of rain today. I think I was smelling rain. Oh, yeah. You definitely need a PDM. I gotta pee, and I'm gonna check on the rain. I'll be right back. All right. Yeah, I used to be kind of a, I don't want to say PDM hater, but just kind of like, what's the point? You know, it's kind of a thing. But after using one in an environment with even only a couple of engineers, like, oh yeah, I can't imagine not having it. It's just like, I'm a PDM evangelist. I mean, there's plenty of things that can be pretty annoying about working with a PDM. And SolidWorks PDM is, it can be a thing, but boy, it also can be so essential, especially in a collaborative environment. So yeah, I definitely am a believer. All right, let's see. Yeah, yeah, if you're doing personal projects, not really useful. If you're working in a professional environment, even if you're the only engineer there, very useful. Very useful. When you need to manage revisions and release parts for manufacturing, and having revision control and documentation of revisions, and then having backups and versions of parts, yeah, becomes very important. Okay, now here, let's see, we got a little bit tricky. Let's see. So this is going to need to be like an offset. I think this one might be, yeah, okay, this one's wrong too. Yeah, these parts I left clearance for adhesive because these are supposed to be glued on. So these are carbon side plates. Okay, here's something I very much dislike with Onshape here in the assemblies. I want to delete the mate for this part because it's wrong. I want to redo it. If I click on the part, it doesn't show me. I guess I can show. Okay, so I have to hit K. If I select the part, it doesn't show the mates, and there's no like association with the part in the tree with the mate. I can like click on the mate to find the part. I know it's that one, but like if I click on the part, I guess I can hit K to show all the mates, and then I can grab that, and then I can, did that do it? Yeah, I guess that did it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but the fact that if I select it over here on the design tree and it doesn't show me, it doesn't highlight the mates, is, yeah, that's pretty lame. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, I'm gonna redo this mate. Okay, there, but I do need to offset it. And I think I just need to, yeah, define this with an offset along the y-axis, I think 0.5 millimeters, minus 0.5 millimeters. I think that's right. Nope, that's not right. This is actually one. Actually, maybe what I want is a planar mate here, yeah. Yeah. Ah, interesting. Okay, so maybe if I do a planar mate. Then I can define Yeah, okay, so now that's on that plane. And then maybe do another planar mate up here. Well, it doesn't fully define it though. Maybe now just do a fastener mate? I don't know. This is kind of excessive to fasten that to that. Oh, that broke other mates. Yeah, it doesn't like that. Over defined. Oh, because there's a gap there. Yeah, okay, right. That's over defined. Yeah, I really want to get like. Okay, maybe planar mates are not the right thing. I need to know. Okay, can I measure 95.25 and 95? Okay, so 0.25 millimeter offset. Okay, I'll be okay with that. Yeah, it's raining pretty good out there. I wish I had a camera. For those not in Southern California, rain is quite an event for us. Yeah, typically in Southern California. So, especially, yeah, June's a bit late in the year for rain. Are you hearing the rain? Hold on, let me mute the music. Perfect. You know what? It kind of is, isn't it? Oh, it's actually pretty loud out there. That actually sounds like it might be hail. Oh shit. Yeah, it's definitely hail. Hold on, maybe can I get this camera? Oh, I can't. It's definitely hailing. Pretty good chunks of hail. I'm gonna go. I want to. Let me see. Can I show this? Yeah. Let me. That's as long as the cord is on there. Let me. I'm gonna try to catch some. You get normal. Yeah, no, sorry. Rain's an event in Southern California. I gotta. Hold. All right. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. Yeah, I definitely believe the warning about flash floods. Flash floods are crazy in in like in the desert. Like that's like a real, for sure, like a real hazard. And what's up, too, Sean? No rain down in San Diego? Heavy rain. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, look at that rain coming through there. Oh yeah, San Diego's in the clear. You're in Estonia, okay. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, where the heck is Estonia? Excuse my geographic ignorance. Oh, just south of Finland over there. Oh, okay. Yeah. Country. Wow. Well, I think you're the first Estonian. Estonian? Is that right? Viewer that I've had. So welcome. Glad to have you. Bring some of that hail. It was like 3 hails. It was like 1 minute of hail, and then yeah, now it's just heavy rain. So all the hail came first, and there was some sitting out there though. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever yeah. Yeah, I bet Estonia is a lovely country. Only 1.3 million. Wow. Yeah, there's like 30 million people in Southern California. So but yeah, quite cold up there. I'm not visiting in the wintertime. Summertime I might be down. I'm not there in the wintertime though. You will not give me. Yeah, got it. Okay, what are we doing? Sides, yeah. Okay, we are mating to these sides here. Well, it will be nice to have some rain. Oh, we need to, let's see. Reorient secondary axis. Oh, that's not. Oh, oh shoot. Okay. Okay, yeah, the middle of that thing is not the right orientation. So we'll have to try the middle of this, but we'll need a couple of reorient, and then we need to offset it in a couple of axes here. The y-axis 0.25 minus 0.25. Actually half of that. Can I go divided by 2? Well, that... Yep, okay. And then the other axis is the x-axis. That should be 0.25. Yeah, that should do it. 70 degrees is pretty nice. Thank you for using Fahrenheit too, by the way. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well, this heavy rain hopefully will bring some green back to the hills. We haven't had much rain at all this year. A very dry winter. Normally we get our rain, the rain that we do get, we normally get in the winter, spring. But this year it's been not much. We appreciate it. I do okay with Celsius, though. I do okay with Celsius. And when it comes to units of measurement for CAD, 100% metric. Metric all the way. Okay, and then, yeah, okay, got those parts in, and then the front is a bit different. Import that part. Yes, freedom units. Offset Y 0.25 looks right. Oh, no, not right. That's weird. This part, maybe I didn't leave the same. Clearance. Clearance is the word you're looking for. But yes. I guess I didn't add any clearance down there. Oh, weird. I guess I did something weird with this. That was like 0.3 millimeters. That's unfortunate. I don't know why that looks like that, but... Well, I think I'll just... I must have not left any clearance on this one. People oftentimes... Very common for the... people mix up clearance and tolerance. And it's kind of a bit of a pet peeve of mine. Although the reason that I left space there could be because of to allow for tolerance, but that's not the case. Actually, okay, maybe it is a little bit of that too. Yeah, that could be a little bit of that too. But actually, I think in that context, clearance is the correct term. Tolerance would not be the correct term to use there. Okay, mirror box. There are some additional features in the mirror box that I designed and added later, and I don't really want to put those in there because it's kind of a pain in the butt, and I don't really need them for what I'm doing. So I can always add them later. I may add, yeah, I'll add the thumb nuts for, I'll add the thumb nuts for the, oh, no, that would not go in this subassembly. So I think that's, yeah, that's everything I want. Okay, so we'll go back to here, and then we'll create a document. I guess I'll call this the, I'm gonna call this OTA, and this is gonna be my subassembly for the OTA. Other documents, and I will insert the mirror cell assembly. Guess I had to create a version in order to be able to do that. Oh, this didn't get a name. Okay. Let's see if I double click. Can I edit that or no? Edit. There's no in other assemblies, double clicking on the part. Okay, double clicking on the part loads up the part, but that's awkward. Oh, can I rename this? I can, okay. Oh, whoops. Mirror cell. Mirror box. Mirror box. Okay, back here, OTA. No, what does it say? ASSem1. I renamed that. Is it not gonna update or? Let's just reinsert it. No, it says ASSem1 still. Ha, right on, brother. Cool, man. Thanks for hanging out. Good luck to you in your studies. And yeah, thanks for the follow. I don't have like a regular stream schedule. I'm sort of going to try to get onto that. But yeah, anyways, we do CAD stuff here. Mostly been doing CAD of telescope part design. And then we're doing some live astronomy when the weather's good for it, and editing of astrophotography photos. So if you like space stuff, you like CAD stuff, then yeah, you're in the right spot. Okay, this is called Mirror Cell. OTA. Insert. Let's go other documents. Yeah, mirror cell assembly. Assemblies. Why is it called ASSem1? 2 changes since last version? Oh, because I didn't... That's weird. I didn't make a new version somehow? yeah, no worries. Okay. So now I have my sub-assembly in a new assembly. And I'm actually gonna, I should have put the box in first actually. So I'm gonna move that around. But, well, this actually might be a good, oh, so, okay. So let me go back to the box assembly. I guess I need to create a new version. How do I do that? Oh, over here, create version. Yeah, V1. Okay, so this is your revision version history here. So that's good to know. I do not have an Astro bin, Timothy. I was thinking about it. I would like to, but it costs money, and I'm not going to pay money for that. Are you on the Discord? If you're not on the Discord, I have a link at the top for the Discord. I have a gallery in the Discord that I post my my best images, which I can show you on our Discord server. So we have over here member Astral Galleries. So this is a benefit for channel subscribers or Patreon members, Twitch subscribers, YouTube channel members, Patreon members. If you would like, we create for you your own member Astral Gallery. So you see, we have a few of our friends here have their own galleries, and yeah, my gallery. So I post my best images in here. So lately, the Eagle Nebula. But I would like to do Astro Bin. I know that's kind of that's definitely the best repository for space shots, space pictures, astrophotography. But yeah, I'm not gonna pay for that. I don't think it has that much value to me. So okay, OTA, insert other documents, go back, mirror box, assembly, mirror box, check. Yeah. Okay, mirror box inserted. Okay, so we want to lock the mirror box down. Yeah, we'll do a fastened mate that, and actually it should be actually why can't you double click here to edit the frickin' the sub-assembly? That's really annoying. So which edge? Yeah, okay, that I want to edit that mate because I want it to be that edge. And that should update everything. Everything's based off of that. Yeah. Okay. Okay, go back and to here now. Holy moly. This is like intense. All right, fasten to mate, and we'll go this way. I could put this in the same orientation and same location. Okay. So then the mirror cell. We'll also do a fastened mate, and we want to grab the edge of the blue, and we'll go edge of there. Oh, whoops, nope. Oh, is that gonna move parts? Actually, that was the wrong. I hope that's just temporary while I get the, then everything else will update, but minus 10 millimeters. Okay, good, yeah. I don't know if it's actually 10 millimeters, but actually I think it's probably more like, maybe it's 10. Let's go 15 millimeters. It's not really that important for the purposes of this. But yeah, there we go. Okay, so next is the mirror. We could put the mirror in there. So let me import mirrors, primary mirror. It's simple enough. I could just draw this again, but we'll just import everything. Back to my OTA subassembly, and we'll insert other documents, mirror. Okay. Let's see. Now this Now this may be, yeah, tricky to define these mates. I know I want that plane and like that plane. And that should slide around. No, I really want to do like a tangent mate and make it sit on those wiffle trees. I could, let's see, I don't think that there's a way to, there is a tangent mate. That face and, will that work? I guess that works. Yeah, let me try another one. Oh, whoops, not the edge, but that face. Oh! I think that works, but it's just, it's going crazy. Let me try, maybe if I add another one. Yeah, so it's technically not fully constrained, but it also is not moving, so I think that's probably going to be okay. What if I do one more, if that will... yeah, also not showing that it has degrees of freedom, but it might be spinning in there, which is fine. And it's done raining. Okay. I want to change the appearance of those sides. Ooh, my part's done. I have a part on the printer, by the way. And it's done, so I'll let it cool naturally for a little bit, and we'll go pop it out. We'll take a look at that. Okay, these parts, yeah, let's change the appearance. Since I can't do carbon fiber, let me do like just like a dark gray. Oh, that one. Okay, and then this one. Is that actually updating? The thumbnail's not updating. Okay, that didn't work. Oh, it just takes a little while to update? Well, that's unfortunate. Do we have to tell it like a version like every time? Timothy, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Right on, brother. Where'd my water go? Oh, cheers to you. Appreciate you. I think maybe that deserves cat treats. Well, we'll see here. Yeah. Why are we not getting the appearance to update in the assembly? That's unfortunate. Do I have to, like, every time like I make a change, do I have to? Main. Wow, okay. Well, the appearances either just don't update or they take a while to automatically update or something. Okay, that's pretty annoying. Definitely don't like that. Create version and update in assembly. Do I have to do that for like all of these parts? Oh, update linked documents. Update linked documents. Well, why? Update to latest. What? There's no version available. What? I just made... Oh, I didn't like make new... Oh, boy. Well, that's kind of annoying, isn't it? Like, I can't... do I have to, like, literally open these all and then go create version and update for the color to show? That's pretty obnoxious. What about, like, if I make, like, any change? Or, like, a... So, like, what if I open this independently and do a sketch? What if I make a hole? Oh, whoops, I didn't want to do that. What the heck did that do? Why did that flip the side to cut? Remove. Why did it do? Why did it cut the other side? Okay. Okay, so I like what if I need a hole there? So now I go back to my assembly. Wow. So I have to like, I literally have to just like update these manually in the assembly. That's pretty freaking lame.
So there's definitely some workflow kind of things. Maybe I'm kind of not getting it. Yeah, and then this, now this, like, this didn't update. And you can't open the box, this assembly from here. Oh, update linked document. There's no, but they can't, there's no, it won't update. Yeah, I don't update to the, yeah, because there's no, I can't, can I just open it? Like, what if I had a whole, I know where it is, so it's not that hard to find it manually, but oh, open linked document. What the heck? And now why is it? Oh, because it's linked to, because it's not, oh man, so there's not like a version, so I have to like make a new, create a version. Version 2. So now, okay, now this icon has changed. Yeah, okay, so now update. Hi, just to get the colors to change, man. I appreciate you. I mean, fair enough. Like, you know, this is probably not like the ideal organization and workflow. Because I'm trying to do this sort of, maybe I'm trying to do this with a SolidWorks mindset. You really need to use an Onshape mindset. So, I guess maybe it can partially be my bad, but yeah, well, you can see. Well, in any case, let's get the cat some treats. Oh, she's right here. You want some treats? You want some treats? Come on. Come on, cat. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. Treat time for the cat. Is that courtesy of our friend Timothy? No, over here. Nom 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 nom. Oh, no, here, that's a cat treat. Oh, that's my finger. That's not a treat. That's my, no, here's it. Oh, we dropped it. Here, we'll get it. Here, no, we'll get it. Here we go. Here it is, last one. That's a good cat. That's my cat. You wanna hang out on the lap, cat, or you gonna go on? You can hang out here. I don't know how much more we'll do. I think I might. We made good progress today, so. You had 3 cats that traveled the world with you during the, wow, during relocations of the army. That's pretty crazy. She's a good cat. She's getting old, so try to spoil her with treats, you know. All right. Well, that's honestly, I think maybe farther than what I was expecting to get. So, yeah, I don't really want to. I think I maybe ought to call it a day there. We'll pick this up again. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll work on it a few hours every day. Definitely don't like Onshape yet. So I've used, I mean, most of my experience is SolidWorks. I've used Fusion 360 exclusively for about 4 years. And got to where I really liked Fusion 360. Fusion 360 is pretty good. Yeah, could do, you know, a lot with that. Thank you, John. Yeah, you know, I mean, Onshape can look good. You know, just the workflow and the buttons, and you know, part of it is just, you know, what I'm used to, of course, but also there's definitely, you know, a lot less tools in here, and you know, maybe the tools that are here are powerful enough that you don't need the other tools. You know, yeah, I definitely, yeah, still see SolidWorks as being quite a bit superior. Well, I don't know if I can say that. It definitely works, and certainly if you're a hobbyist and you need some free CAD software, or if you just want to tinker with CAD, you know, learn to use CAD, then yeah, obviously this is makes much more sense than something that's really expensive to use. So, you know, to go out and buy. So, you know, there's that. Yeah, I'm gonna continue using it. I'm gonna you know, give it a good. I'm gonna give it a good go, give it a good try. I think, you know, if I get this assembly completely rebuilt and then design the new parts that I'm thinking about designing in here, then that'll be a good thorough go. You know what I mean? That'll be a good thorough, you know, trial, and you know, and that's a good couple of weeks worth of work. Will really give me a good idea, you know, what I think about it. So I'm glad to have you guys hanging out with me so that I can share that with you. Share with the pain and the frustration. But yeah, I think for now I'm going to get off stream. Yeah, we'll plan out, maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll work on this again tomorrow. I'll see what's going on. I've got a couple video projects I'm working on, and those kind of need to take higher priority. But I kind of got done what I could get done on those until some parts show up. So, I'm very excited about the new wedge for my mount, which, looking for a picture. I thought about rebuilding that in Onshape. Yeah, this thing here. So these parts are currently being machined. The yellow parts and the purple part and the green part and this bar here. Those are being machined via JLC CNC, and they should be hopefully finished this week and on their way to me. So hopefully I have them early next week, maybe mid next week, and then I can get those put together. That will be a video, so maybe 2 or 3 weeks for that video. Hopefully next week, Star Traveler. Hopefully I see that early to mid next week on those CNC parts. So it says they're in production right now. I mean, obviously it's going to take a few days, and I'm having them anodized, so that's, you know, another, at least takes a day to do anodizing, right? So that way they'll look nice. I want them to look nice, not just like bare aluminum, you know. And also protect the surfaces and stuff. Hopefully they last a nice long time and look good and work good. So those are in progress, and that'll be a video when I get it done and put together. I have the video halfway edited already. The parts that the part of the video that I could edit, so now I'm just waiting for the parts to show up. Then I'll have to put them together and rebuild the telescope mount, and then hopefully there'll be clear skies so I can get the telescope out and do some testing, make sure it all works good. Hopefully it works better than before. So that's coming up. I also have the artificial star project. That's running into some complication, but so I'm working through that, and then what else? Yeah, that's what I got going on. So thank you guys for being here. Check out the Discord link at the top if you're on YouTube. !Discord. On Twitch, switch to the Discord. Join us in there. We're chatting, you know, about telescopes and CAD, 3D printing. Oh, my part's done. Should be cool enough to pop that out. Let me check this out. Check the new part here. This is a part of the telescope mount. There's some new 3D printed parts. Let me go pop that out of there. The main man, he says. I appreciate that, John. So this part, I printed mostly okay. A couple of little globules on here, which tends to happen with this material, you know, a little bit from time to time. Let me see. Can my other camera? Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's cool. Look at that. 2 cams here. 2 angles. Trying to get that to focus. So yeah, a couple of little blobs there. I mean, that'll cut off, no problem. It's just little blemishes. But mostly this stuff prints so nice. This is the Carbon X Easy PC carbon fiber reinforced polycarbonate from 3DX Tech, which still reigns supreme for me for structural parts that need to be strong, but also that has good printability. That prints really nice. This stuff. Okay, so a couple of little blobs on here that'll cut off easily. So sometimes I get a little bit of that, but mostly it prints really nice. And so this is one of the clamps for the main tube there. Yeah, just a couple little spots. So we'll get that put together hopefully pretty soon. All right. That's it for today. Thanks you guys for being here. Hopefully I'll catch you tomorrow.